In this session, we'll discuss the home page stats that are found on the right side of the Denari home page, the one you see when you first log in or hit the home button at the top of the page. The stats give you a quick look at how the organization is doing from a fundraising perspective and also allows you to print simple reports for the donor categories. The categories here cannot be changed, but the definitions or how the numbers are calculated can be. Just click the Edit button in the upper right-hand corner. The first category we'll look at is Last Gift Stats. Using the current settings, the Current Days category defines a current donor as anyone who has made a donation in the last 180 days. Lapsing donors are those who have made a donation at some point, but not in the last 365 days. A lapsed donor is anyone who has not made a donation in the last 455 days. And finally, a lost donor is anyone who has not made a donation in more than 455 days. One note here, Denari is using only charitable and hard credit gifts in its calculations by default. If we jump down the page, we can see that we can change that by checking the boxes to use soft credits or non-charitable gifts. Now back to prospects. Prospects are people who have been added to your data who have never given a gift, but there's an expectation that they will. Denari uses the introduction date of the name record to make this calculation. That's the date that you assign to the name record when it's added to your data. A new prospect here is anyone who has been in your data for 60 days but has not yet given a gift. An old prospect is anyone who has been in your data for 120 days but has not yet given a gift. And a lost prospect is anyone who has been in your data for more than 120 days but has not yet given a gift. The Giving Patterns section defines those who are consistent, sporadic, and occasional donors, and that's based on the Giving Months field. Here it's set to 36. So a consistent donor is anyone who has given 30 times in the last 36 months. A sporadic donor is anyone who has given 15 times in the last 36 months. And an occasional donor is one who has given less than 15 times in the 36 months. The Giving Levels section defines major donors, large donors, and sustaining donors, and that's based on the Donor Months field. In this case, it's set to 24. A major donor is anyone who has given at least $5,000 in the last 24 months. A large donor is anyone who has given at least $2,000 in the last 24 months. And a sustaining donor is anyone who's given less than that in the last 24 months. The last category defines two reports found on the home page stats. They're called LIBUNT and SIBUNT, which stands for last year but not this year, and some year but not this year. LIBUNT will give you anyone who made a donation last year but did not make one this year. SIBUNT will give you anyone who made a donation at some point any year, but not this year. The definition of last year is defined by the calculation method. You can choose to use either the calendar year or your fiscal year. The fiscal year is set up in the Admin tab on the company information page. After making any changes to this page, remember to hit Save. Denari calculates the stats at night, so any changes to the settings that you might make today won't be seen until tomorrow. So let's go back to the home page. Next to the donor categories, you'll find three small buttons next to each category. The small green X will produce an Excel report for that category. The button to the right of that will produce mailing labels in an Avery 5160 format as a PDF document. The last button will produce an address phone list report that includes the name, address, phone, and email in a PDF report. All three reports will go to your inbox and you can pick them up there. This concludes this training session on the home page stats. If you have any questions, please contact our tech support office through the support button at the top of the Denari page.